Hello students. In present video, I'm going to explain about fifth problem from final accounts topic. I'm taking this question from Telangana State Telugu Academy Inter First Year Accountancy Textbook. But this video is useful to all commerce students who want to know about final accounts topic. Previous problems videos links are available in the description box. This question is also available in the description box. Let us start the problem. From the following particulars of Anasuya Traders, prepare final accounts for the year ended 31st/12/2018. So final accounts we have to prepare. Final accounts contains trading account, profit and loss account and balance sheet. In question, he is giving trial balance and adjustments. So trial balance is given on 31st/12/2018. So current year last date is 31st December 2018. Means they are following calendar year as their accounting year. So if this is the last date of the year, starting date is 1st January 2018. So current year is 2018. For this year, on last date of the year, we have to prepare final accounts. Final accounts contains three things: trading account, profit and loss account and balance sheet. Trading account, profit and loss account we have to prepare in one table. Balance sheet other table. So trading account, profit and loss account. These two are nominal accounts. So while preparing these two accounts, nominal accounts rules we should follow. Nominal account rule is debit all expenses and losses, credit all incomes and gains. Therefore, expenses and losses on debit side we have to show. Incomes and gains, credit side. So direct expenses, direct losses are to be debited to trading account. Indirect expenses, indirect losses we have to show on debit side of profit and loss account. Direct expenditure means manufacturing related expenditure. Indirect expenditure means after manufacturing expenditure. Similarly, credit side we have to show direct incomes, indirect incomes. So direct incomes in trading account, indirect incomes in profit and loss account. Direct income means main income. For any organization, main income is sale. So sales income in trading account we have to show. Other incomes, interest received, commission received, discount received, dividend received, etc. we have to show on credit side of profit and loss account. First trading account we will see. Observe the heading. Trading account, comma, profit and loss account of Anasuya Traders for the year ended 31st December 2018. Debit side, credit side. Debit side, we have to start trading account with opening stock. Opening stock means the stock on 1st January 2018. It's nothing but previous year closing stock becomes opening stock for current year. See the debit column of trial balance. Opening stock 12,000 rupees. That amount we have to write here. With the 2 we have to start. 2 opening stock. Next, we have to write the purchases. 2 purchases. In credit column, see whether any purchase returns are given. Yes. Return outwards 2,000 rupees. Return outwards means purchase returns. So as purchase returns are given in the question, purchases we have to write in inner column. Purchases amount 90,000 rupees. Purchase returns we have to subtract. Minus return outwards 2,000 rupees. Remaining amount in outer column 88,000 rupees. Now write down all direct expenses. See from the starting, wages. Wages are paid to workers who work in factory, who are engaged in manufacturing process. So wage is manufacturing related expenditure. Therefore it is direct expenditure. We have to write here. Adjustment is given. Therefore wages amount 5,000 we have to write in inner column. Adjustment number 4. Outstanding wages 1,000. Outstanding wages means we have to pay. We have to add plus outstanding 1,000 rupees. Total in outer column 6,000 rupees. Next, factory rent. So all factory related expenses are direct expenses. because in factory only we manufacture the goods. So factory rent is direct expenditure. You have to debit to trading account 2000 rupees. Remember, if only rent is given, our assumption is it is showroom rent or office rent, godown rent. But if factory rent is given, so we have to debit that to trading account. If only rent word is given, it is an indirect expenditure. In P&L account on debit side, we have to show that. Next, audit charges, machinery, cash, debtors, opening stock, furniture, purchases, carriage inwards. Carriage inward, carriage on purchase. All are same. So we are buying goods from supplier. From supplier's place to our factory, we are bringing that. For that, we pay transportation charges. This is direct expenditure. Trading account debit side. Amount 2000 rupees. Salaries, office rent, advertisement, rent paid in advance. Debit column completed. Come to credit. Only one amount, sales. Credit side we have to write. If sales returns are given, write sales amount in inner column, otherwise directly in outer column. Sales returns will be given in debit column. See the debit column? Sales returns are not given. Therefore, sales amount 1,28,000 rupees. We are to write in amount column. Then come to adjustments. Only one amount we should take, closing stock. Opening stock on debit side we are writing. Therefore, closing stock should be on credit side. Buy closing stock. Amount is 15,500 rupees. All amounts we have taken. Finally, calculate the gross profit or gross loss. Observe which side total is more, credit side total. In rough notes, you have to write the total. Credit total is 1,43,500. Debit amounts total 1,10,000 rupees. Credit total is more than debit total. So difference is 33,500. Credit side we wrote incomes. Debit side expenses. Income total is more than expenditure total. Therefore, answer is gross profit. So where the total is less, there we should write. Debit total is less. Debit side, show this gross profit amount. 33,500 rupees. For that, write down to gross profit. Two sides, put the totals. Highest amount 1,43,500 rupees. Credit side also same. Trading account is completed. In the same table, we have to continue with profit and loss account. Profit and loss account. So indirect expenses and losses debit side, indirect incomes and gains credit side. We have to start profit and loss account with the gross profit. In trading account, on debit side we wrote gross profit, no? That amount we have to show on credit side. By gross profit, 33,500 rupees. See debit column of trial balance, wages, factory rent, audit charges. Auditing means verification of accounts. So as per Indian Income Tax Act 1961, auditing is not mandatory for sole proprietorship concerns. So this is sole proprietorship business only. For them, auditing is not compulsory. But some sole proprietors may prefer to get their accounts audited by one independent chartered accountant, because auditing gives an assurance to trader. So all his accounts are properly maintained by employees. Moreover, audited accounts are considered reliable for the purpose of income tax. So some traders may prefer to audit their accounts. So if accounts are audited by one chartered accountant, then firm has to pay some fees to him, which is known as audit fees. So there is no relation between manufacturing process and audit fees. Audit fees comes under administrative expenditure, indirect expenditure. We have to show that on debit side of profit and loss account. Two audit charges, 1,500 rupees. Next, machinery, cash, debtors, opening stock, furniture, purchases, carriage inward, salaries. Salaries are paid to employees. This is indirect expenditure, P&L account debit side. Two salaries. No adjustment, therefore amount in outer column, 12,500 rupees. Office rent, P&L account debit side. because office related expenses are indirect in nature. No adjustment. Amount in outer column 5,000 rupees. Advertisement. So advertisement is also not related with the manufacturing process. Advertising expenditure comes under selling expenditure. Selling expenditure is indirect expenditure. P&L account debit side. Amount 1,300 rupees. Rent paid in advance. Generally, rent paid in advance will be given as an adjustment. So rent paid in advance means next year rent also now only we paid. In current year only we paid. So we are preparing trading account and profit and loss account to know the current year gross profit and net profit. Therefore, only current year expenses, current year incomes we have to take here. If any next year amount is included in current year amount, we have to subtract that. Suppose he has given rent paid in advance as an adjustment. So adjustment amount means what? It is not at adjusted in rent account. Therefore, in inner column rent amount we should write minus paid in advance, remaining amount in outer column. But he is giving rent paid in advance in trial balance. Means this rent paid in advance amount is already adjusted in rent account. It is already recorded in rent account. Therefore, again we need not to adjust that amount in profit and loss account. So rent paid in advance is an asset because before receiving the benefit from landlord, we are paying rent to him. So here in future we have to receive benefit from landlord. So benefit should come. It is an asset. So don't show this amount for 2 times because trial balance amounts trial balance amounts only for 1 time we have to write, adjustment amounts 2 times. So rent paid in advance is given in the trial balance. Only for 1 time we have to show this. Where? Under asset side of balance sheet, not in P&L account. So simply ignore this amount here. Come to credit column. Bills payable, credit or capital, commission. Commission is of 2 types. Commission paid, commission received. So he is giving commission in credit column. So you have to keep trial balance rules in mind. In trial balance 2 columns we have debit, credit. Debit column contains assets, expenses, losses, drawings. Credit column contains liabilities, incomes, gains, provision, reserve, fund. So here in credit column is giving commission. We should understand that this is commission received, income. This is indirect income. Credit side we should have. By commission. No adjustment. Therefore, amount in outer column 7,500 rupees. Sales return outwards, interest received. This is also indirect income, credit side 4,300 rupees. Outstanding salaries, same. If outstanding salary is given in the adjustment, 2 times you have to write no. To salaries you have to add in P&L account. But is giving this in trial balance. Means already this amount is considered while preparing salaries account. So after considering this outstanding salary, final salary amount is given here. That amount already we have taken in P&L account debit side. Therefore, this outstanding salary we need not to adjust it to salary. So only for 1 time you have to show this trial balance amount now. Where outstanding salary means we have to pay. It is a liability. So under liability side of balance sheet this amount comes, not in P&L account. So trial balance amounts completed. Come to adjustments. First one, closing stock. 1 time where we wrote trading account credit side. Second time it appears in balance sheet, not in P&L account, ignore. Second one, interest on capital 6%. Interest on capital, why we calculate? In second problem I explained the reason for this. So second problem video link is available in the description box. Interest on capital means firm has to pay to owner. In firm's books we are preparing final accounts. Think from firm's point of view. Firm has to pay. So to the firm, this is an expenditure. Therefore, on debit side, we have to show this. To interest on capital. Percentage is given, now we have to calculate. Calculate on capital amount. Capital is available in trial balance. 62,000 rupees. On that 6%. 3,720. Next, third point, write off 2,000 as a bad debt and provide 5% reserve for doubtful debts. So provision for doubtful debt means what? In fourth problem I explained. That problem video link is also available in the description box. Here debtors amount is 32,000 rupees. So in this 32,000 rupees, bad debt amount 2,000 now. So 2,000 is not going to come. So they are liable to us. They have to pay money to us. So it is an asset. 32,000 worth asset we have. Now bad debt means in that 32,000, 2,000 is not going to come. It is a loss. That loss is known as bad debt. And provision for bad debt 5%. Provision for bad debt means what? Doubt. So according to our previous experience, we are estimating that in this debtor amount 5% also may not come. So that 5% may come, may not come. Chances are 50-50. In that case, we have to provide provision for bad debt. Why? Reason I explained in fourth problem. So bad debt is a loss. Provision for bad debt is expected loss. These two losses we have to show on debit side of profit and loss account. Because profit and loss account is a nominal account now. So debit side we have to show expenses and losses. First item, bad debts. No need to calculate bad debts amount given in the question. 2,000 rupees. Next, write off 2,000 as bad debt. Write off means cancel. 2,000 we have to cancel from debtors as bad debt and provide 5% reserve for doubtful debt. Reserve for doubtful debt. So he mentions this with different names. Provision for doubtful debt, reserve for doubtful debt, provision for bad debt, reserve for bad debt. Which words he gives? Same words we have to write here. So reserve for doubtful debts. Amount is not given, percentage is given, 5%. So RTD is related with the debtors. On debtors you have to calculate this amount. So in inner column show the calculation. Debtors. Amount is available in trial balance 32,000. Now the important point is don't calculate this 5% directly on 32,000 rupees. Because now at the time of calculating RTD, our debtor value is not 32,000. Because 2,000 amount became bad debt. First you have to subtract that. Minus bad debts. 2,000 rupees. Now the remaining debtor amount is 30,000 rupees. On 30,000, provide 5% reserve for doubtful debt. Amount 1,500. Show this amount in outer column. Put the calculation in brackets. Here, why this bad debt 2,000 we are subtracting from debtors? Because this 2,000 bad debt is given in the adjustment. Adjustment amount means what? It is not yet considered while preparing account. So bad debts are related with the debtors. So while preparing debtors account, this 2,000 bad debt is not recorded. So before 2,000 bad debt, debtor account balance is 32,000 rupees. So as this amount is not yet adjusted, first we have to subtract that. Then remaining amount is 30,000. 30,000 is only the right debtor amount. On that you have to provide RTD. Suppose this bad debts 2,000 is given in the trial balance. So means what? This 2,000 is already adjusted in debtor's account. After considering 2,000 bad debt, remaining debtor value is 32,000 rupees. So 32,000 is the final debtor value. In that case, directly on 32,000 you can calculate this 5%. So remember this point. If bad debts are given in the adjustments, while calculating RDD, from debtors first you subtract bad debts, and remaining debtors only you have to calculate RTD. If bad debts are given in the trial balance, then no need to subtract bad debts from debtors while calculating RTD. Directly on debtor value, gross debtors value, that is 32,000 rupees. On 32,000 rupees, directly 5% you have to calculate. Remember these points. Next, fourth point, outstanding wages. We have considered that in trading account. Last one, depreciation on furniture 10%. Furniture is fixed asset. When we use any fixed asset, its value decreases. Loss, it is called depreciation. This is indirect loss. P&L account debit side. To depreciation on furniture. Furniture value is available in trial balance. 36,000 rupees. On that, 10% depreciation we have to provide into 10 by 100. 3,600 in outer column. All amounts were taken in profit and loss account. Finally, calculate the net profit or net loss. Which side total is more? Credit side. In rough notes, put the totals of two sides. Credit amounts total 45,300. Debit amounts total 31,120. Credit total is more than debit total. Difference is 14,180. Credit side we wrote incomes, debit side expenses. Income is more than expenditure. Therefore, this answer is net profit. Debit side total is less. Therefore, debit side we have to show this answer. 14,180 rupees. For that, in particulars column you have to write to net profit. Put the totals on two sides. Highest total 45,300 rupees. Profit and loss account is completed. Close the table. Then go for balance sheet. This is balance sheet. Heading is balance sheet of Anasuya Traders as on 31st December 2018. Left side we have to write liabilities, right side assets. This is not an account. Therefore, don't write D or C or symbols. Trial balance debit column first we see. Means here asset side. Wages, factory rent, audit charges, machinery. Machinery is an asset. Asset side it comes. Don't start with the buy because this is not an account. Directly at the right. Amount 20,000 rupees. Cash. Cash is an asset. 14,500. Debtors. Asset. Two adjustments are there. Bad debts and RDD. Therefore, debtors amount you have to write in inner column, 32,000 rupees. These two amounts you have to subtract because money is not going to come. First, bad debts we should deduct. Minus bad debts. Amount is available in the question. In adjustments he has given now 2,000 rupees, 30,000. Then subtract reserve for doubtful debts. We calculated in P&L account debit side 1,500 rupees. Then the remaining amount in outer column. Next, opening stock completed in trading account. Furniture is an asset. Asset side. Depreciation is given now. Adjustment is given. Therefore, amount in inner column 36,000. Depreciation we have to subtract. Minus depreciation. We calculated depreciation in P&L account. 3,600 rupees came. Remaining amount in outer column. 32,400 rupees. Purchases, carriage inwards, salaries, office rent, advertisement, rent paid in advance. So next year rent now only we paid. We have to receive benefit from landlord. It is an asset. Rent paid in advance. 1,000 rupees. Debit column completed. Come to credit column of trial balance. In credit column, he gives liabilities, incomes, gains, reserves, provisions, funds. So liabilities we have to take here. Bills payable. It is a liability. 20,000 rupees. Creditor liability. 8,500 rupees. Capital, at the end we take that. Commission, sales, return, outwards, interest received, outstanding salaries. We have to pay salaries to employees. So we have to pay liability. Outstanding salaries. Amount 2,500 rupees. Trial balance amounts completed. Come to adjustments. Closing stock. One time we are taken in trading account on credit side. Second time in balance sheet under asset side we have to show. At the end we show that interest on capital. This is capital related adjustment. At the end, write off 2000 as bad debt and provide 5% reserve for doubtful debt. These two adjustments completed. Outstanding wages. We have to pay wage to labor. So this is a liability. Liability side. Outstanding wages. Amount 1000 rupees. Depreciation on furniture completed. So finally, under asset side, write down closing stock 15,500 rupees. Liability side, capital. Amount in inner column 62,000 rupees. Capital amount belongs to owner. Net profit is also owner's money. So in profit and loss account, net profit came. That amount we have to add to capital. Plus net profit. 14,180 rupees came. And interest on capital. So to owner we have to pay interest. That is also owner's money. Therefore add that amount to capital. Plus interest on capital. Amount is not given, percentage is given. We have calculated this in P&L account. 3,720 came now. That amount. Now add these three amounts. Total in inner column or outer column, where we have to write. Suppose drawings are also given in the question. Then write down the total in inner column, subtract drawings, remaining amount in outer column. If drawings are not given in the question, then these three amounts total directly in outer column we can write. Drawings will be given in debit column of trial balance. Drawings are not given in this problem. Therefore, these three amounts total we can write in outer column. 79,900 rupees. Finally, put the totals on two sides. Liabilities total 1,11,900 rupees. Asset side total, same amount is coming. Thus, two sides you should get same amounts. Then only your problem is correct. So this is all about fifth problem from final accounts topic. Hope this video is helpful to you. Thank you.